Taylor Frankie Paul is the result of what happens when women lack accountability, play the victim card, and get rewarded over and over again for bad behavior. If you don't know who she is, she's a reality star on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, a show that follows a group of Mormon women who originally gained popularity on TikTok through MomTok, which is a group of moms posting dance videos. Taylor became the most popular out of the group and the face of MomTok, even though since the beginning she was always chaotic, messy, and unstable. Her first major scandal happened before the show even aired, when she exposed that she and her husband were involved in this weird swinging arrangement with their friend group.
Back to being in an open relationship, Tate and I kind of opened those doors and we had people in and vice versa. He never fully went I don't know what you would call it if it's soft swinging, but you don't fully switch. We had an agreement, all of us, and I did step out of that agreement, and that's where I messed up, and I obviously am losing everything that I have, so that is true. No one was innocent. Everyone has hooked up with everyone in the situations, and I was going around hooking up with my friend's husband. It was we were at a party, I got belligerent, and we went and messed up by ourselves rather with the whole group, and we spent a lot of time together. We were intimate on several occasions. There was also sneakiness going on with that. It wasn't just me and this other person that had feelings for each other and messed up. There were other things, other people had feelings, and I can't spill everything without tearing everyone down or coming out with all of it. No one's innocent in the situation. There was other parties of it that said that they had feelings, and then it was a big blow up, so then I got dropped because we weren't honest about people having feelings.
So within that arrangement, there were rules. They were only allowed to hook up with other people if their spouses were present, but Taylor broke that agreement and she hooked up with her friend's husband privately, developed feelings for him, and that led to the end of her marriage. There was nothing normal about the swinging situation, but fans brushed it off, even though it already revealed the type of person she is, because anyone who chooses to engage in open relationships is not emotionally healthy. People who participate in those kinds of dynamics are addicted to chaos and they lack discipline and boundaries. There is no healthy person who would invite this into their relationship, and especially not into their marriage, because it will only create jealousy, drama, and conflicts. People who normalize open relationships are the kinds who thrive in chaos. From the very beginning, it was clear she lacked emotional maturity and was drawn to toxic dynamics. But instead of being held accountable, this scandal is what skyrocketed her platform. The attention propelled her rise to fame and brought even more attention to MomTok, and that's where the pattern first started. She was rewarded for bad behavior instead of facing consequences, gaining a massive platform and even getting cast on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives as a reward for blowing up her marriage. Then, in 2023, during the first season of filming, she was arrested on a domestic violence charge involving her on and off boyfriend and father of her child, Dakota. And this became a major storyline on the show.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She is hammered.
And so is he.
I'm sober.
But don't stop.
How about we separate for now?
You need to just calm down.
Hey,
What I've been trying to do for the last hour and a half has been to leave. I mean, I'm just being bombarded, stealing my keys. She's jumping on my truck, slamming my doors. I think my truck.
Is that your white truck?
Yeah, I think my truck door's broke. She's on top of my truck jumping. Dude, I can't even believe what just happened.
You want, let's go look at your truck.
I'm just lost for words. Bro, I was trying to explain this. So she's going through a lot right now. Yeah, with her divorce and stuff. I think that's just been really hard on her. And she hasn't done any therapy.
And that's a different relationship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that wasn't that long ago, so it's very fresh. So we got in a relationship really pretty soon after her divorce. And so that's why it's been hard. It's just been a lot, I think, for her.
Okay, I'm home. She starts getting angry.
Yeah.
Because you're saying that you're wanting to go home?
Yeah, well, I was trying to just take her inside. I was trying to help her in. I was like, let's go. You need to go inside. And I think she was saying something that she wanted to go party still. I'm like, no, you can't. Yeah, and then I went inside because I was trying to she was not coming out. So I was like, okay, well, and she said her parents were here. So I was like, oh, perfect. I was like, I'm going to go.
Are they actually in there?
No, they weren't. It was, I don't know, her niece or something like that. I don't know. And so I went in there and was going to get them. I'm like, hey, Taylor's drunk. Can you come get her or something?
Are they coming over?
No, they already left. They were house sitting for her, watching her kids.
Oh, okay.
And then she came flying in, and that's when she was freaking out on me in front of them. And I'm like, whoa, what?
And what was she saying?
Oh, crazy stuff. I don't know. I think she was I don't even know what she was saying. I don't know, something about her phone. She was going off about her phone, and then she chucked her phone at me. And then, no, she threw it on the ground. Boom. And then, I'm trying to think, damn, everything happened so fast.
Do you want to throw that on real quick?
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay? So, go ahead. You can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So, what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer Rubrecht with the Harriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in, saying they heard a bunch of yelling.
Sorry.
Your last name, Paul.
Yeah, I'm emotionally hurting, I guess.
You're what?
I'm emotionally hurting. I'm not physically hurting. I'm emotionally hurting.
Okay. So your last name is just Paul?
Yep.
Okay.
Neighbors had called the police after hearing screaming and crashing coming from inside the house. When officers arrived, she admitted to being intoxicated, and she said she hit Dakota while also claiming that he pushed her into the garage, whereas Dakota said that she was out of control, yelling and throwing things, and he pushed her as self-defense to de-escalate the situation. In the footage, you can see she's heavily intoxicated. She can barely form sentences and doesn't seem to understand what's happening, while Dakota seems to be much more coherent.
I pushed him. I hit him. He pushed me. I don't know what to say about it.
You went out on a girls' night. You said that, right?
Yeah, he came pick me up from girls' night.
And then what happened?
And he was me out the whole way home.
So when you describe that to me, about what?
I guess having fun with the girls. And he was going to a concert, but he was like, we're not going to a concert now. And he came home. And then we were fighting. And we were fighting at each other. And then I was going at him, I guess hitting him, and then he pushed me into the kids' stuff. And then I went ballistic because they pushed me so hard. And then I fought back, and then we were just fighting, and I just let him out.
Where did the kids go?
My son's right there, and then my son's up sleeping because we had my family member that was babysitting.
She is struggling. I can't even tell you the stuff that just happened.
Is any of this property yours?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I think my finger's broken, dude. Like, my L, I don't know. Is there a bump there? Oh, because that hurts so bad. She was launching those metal chairs at me. Left and right. I mean, put a hole in the wall. Like, I was actually a little bit scared for my life there because they're heavy as shit. And her daughter's right there on the couch. So I'm freaking out about that. One of the chairs did hit her a little bit. And then I was trying to help her, and she was still going after me.
I'm at a point where I basically have to make an arrest, and it's required by Utah law that I do so.
Oh, wow.
And it's a domestic violence thing. So I do have to ask. It's a personal question. It's about, like, as far as the nature of your guys' relationship. You guys have been together, did you say 5 months?
6 months.
6 months? And then in that time, have you guys been intimate? And
Yeah.
then, like, have you guys had sex?
Yes.
Okay. Like, Utah is very, very strict when it comes to domestic violence. It mandates that if I see any sort of signs of violence, that I have to act.
Yeah.
Where were the kids during all this?
Just her daughter was on the couch the whole time. That was my biggest concern.
Sure.
That, like, it was driving me insane. Like, I'm like, let me go. Like, so she was in the whole time. I feel so bad for her. That horrible thing. My question is this: what happens from here, though? I mean, is this going on record?
It has to go to court.
So,
I mean, it's not.
I mean, like, will her picture and stuff be plastered and stuff like ours, or what?
What do you mean?
Like on a website and stuff?
I mean,
For this?
no, like, it's not like she's gonna make the news by any means.
But I'm saying, like, she'll pull up on her roster thing, yeah?
She's gonna have a record, yeah.
Holy shit.
Like, I don't have a choice in the matter anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I don't want...
Because what happens here is if say I don't do anything, right?
Right.
Say I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Can I leave?
Yeah.
Because I was so scared that I peed my pants. He pushed me into it. I reacted, sure. I threw it at him.
Okay. What about the, like, all the metal chairs here and, like, the...
I threw him at him. Yeah, I was scared.
Why?
I was scared.
About what?
Him.
Like,
He's
I
fighting
feel
back.
like-
I peed my pants because I was so scared of him in my garage. He pushed me into the wooden thing, so I reacted. I threw the wooden thing at him, and when he came in, I threw everything else at him. I was scared. Why am I under arrest? So you're going against his word against mine, correct?
It's based on the evidence that I'm seeing at here tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him. That's the reality of this, is that you were victimized tonight, and that's why we're here. Is we don't want further violence.
He explains she was throwing chairs, that one of them hit her daughter, and that there was damage throughout the house. Based on what the officers saw, the damage, and the fact that a child was present, he had no choice but to make an arrest. And you can even hear Dakota telling the officer he doesn't want her arrested, but the officer essentially tells him it doesn't matter based on what's in front of him, he has to make the arrest. All of this was aired on the show and turned into a major storyline. It was fully public, everyone saw the footage, and the arrest was based on clear evidence. But despite all of that, there was still no real consequences for her. If anything, it did the opposite. She became a fan favorite, and people started taking her side and excusing everything she did. Instead of holding her accountable, people flipped the narrative and started calling her the victim. They said Dakota was the real abuser, that she was just stuck in a toxic cycle, and that's why she reacted the way that she did. So she wasn't pulled from the show, she wasn't deplatformed. If anything, it pushed her even further. As the show gains popularity, she gained more popularity with it, even being selected to be the next Bachelorette. And this is the problem. Taylor should have never been allowed to get this far. She should have never been able able to avoid consequences this many times, be painted as a victim, and keep getting more opportunities. No one forced her to get blackout drunk. That was her choice, and it's exactly why the situation escalated the way that it did. Healthy adult women, especially mothers, do not get blackout drunk like that. There's a difference between going out, having a few drinks, and getting so drunk that you lose control of yourself and your behavior. And that's exactly what happened here. She was completely out of it, and that's what escalated the situation to the point where it became violent. But instead of being held accountable for that, it was excused. It was brushed off as, well, she's in a toxic relationship, it's complicated, he's just as bad, and that completely ignores the role that she played in what actually happened. The police did not arrest her for no reason. They saw the damage, they saw that a child was present, and they had to follow protocol. And even in the footage, it's clear she's completely intoxicated and not in control of herself. Even with all of this being broadcasted, people still found a way to take her side and excuse her behavior. And that's exactly how she got away with it. And not only did she get away with it, she was rewarded again by being cast as the Bachelorette. This is someone with a public cheating scandal, a domestic violence charge, and a history of chaotic behavior, and people still supported her. We can say the uncomfortable truth out loud. The only reason that she was able to get away with all of this is because she is a pretty white woman. If it had been anyone else, it likely would have ruined their reputation, but for her, it did the opposite. And that just shows how low the standards are for who people are willing to support. At this point, someone can have a cheating scandal, a domestic violence charge, and that kind of behavior, and people will still defend it and root for them. The decision to cast her as the Bachelorette went through multiple producers and networks, with plenty of chances for someone to step in and say, this is not the kind of behavior we should be promoting. But no one did. Instead, they cast her, filmed the entire season, and were ready to fully air it and present her as someone people should support, until new footage from the 2023 domestic violence incident was just released.
Yeah, look at you. Look. Yeah, look. This is called physical abuse. Yeah. Yeah. See, Taylor, this is all you do. It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Oh.
It's okay. I don't.
Let me go. Stop. Dude, leave me alone. Oh my God. Your daughter is right here. Oh my gosh. Oh my. You're no, you.
It's a video Dakota took from that night showing her drunk, throwing chairs, and one of them hitting her daughter. After this was released, her season of The Bachelorette was pulled and will no longer air. Filming for The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives was paused because the cast does not want to be around her, and she's now on the verge of losing custody of her children. And this is the statement she released after everything. After years of silently suffering extensive mental and physical abuse, as well as threats of retaliation, Taylor is finally gaining the strength to face her accuser and taking steps to ensure that she and her children are protected from any further harm. There are too many women who are suffering in silence as they survive aggressive, jealous ex-partners who refuse to let them move on with their lives. Taylor has remained silent out of fear of further abuse, retaliation, and public shaming. She is currently exploring all of her options, seeking support, and preparing to own and share her story. Here's the reality. Women like this and women like her will always play the victim. And of course, domestic violence is serious. There are women who are actually stuck in those situations and genuinely cannot leave because of finances, lack of support, or real fear. That is real, but this is not that. There will always be people defending her, saying it's complicated, you don't understand, it's a toxic cycle. But the truth is that the women saying that are the ones who are just like her, chaotic, unable to take accountability, and always positioning themselves as the victim. So of course they excuse it. Taylor has money, resources, and a platform. There's nothing stopping her from leaving. So when she keeps going back and then calls herself the victim, that's a choice. She's actively participating in that dynamic. She's not someone who is stuck with no options, and instead of taking accountability, she justifies it, she normalizes it, she blames someone else for her own actions. And that's exactly why she has the fan base that she does. Because there are a lot of women who behave that same way, who avoid accountability, blame other people for their choices, and call it complicated instead of taking responsibility for their own behavior, which minimizes women who actually are in abusive situations and truly don't have a way out. So for her to flip the narrative and paint herself as the victim is a slap in the face to women who really are stuck and don't have the option to leave. But the worst part is that Taylor was the most popular cast member, and it's because women saw her as real and authentic. They related to her, they resonated with her, and especially in the way that she acted with Dakota, calling him 150 times in one night, obsessing over what he was doing, asking if he was sleeping with other girls.
I just want to know why.
What?
Why?
Why what?
If you enjoyed it.
Taylor, you don't need to know that. You don't need to know that.
I just want to know if you enjoyed it.
Taylor.
Like, I'm freaking so sad because you made me do this. And I didn't want it. And then you go and have sex on TV.
No, I wanted
But you did have sex on TV. Don't say no, you did.
I didn't enjoy it, Taylor.
Oh,
Of
you
course I
didn't? You didn't finish?
No.
Did you finish? No. Did you finish?
Yeah.
Okay, so you did enjoy it.
What do you mean?
You enjoyed it then.
That kind of behavior has become completely normalized. It's even seen as relatable, and that's the problem. Women will watch that and think, I've done that too, or I'm the same way, and instead of recognizing it as unhealthy, they see it as normal and acceptable. And it's the same with her getting blackout drunk and acting out. There are a lot of women who behave that exact same way. They lose control, make bad decisions, and then use I was drunk or I was mad or whatever they can to justify it. And that's exactly why she had the fan base that she did, because so many women saw themselves in her. But she is what happens when you can't control your emotions, when you act on impulse, make excuses for yourself, and get addicted to the emotional roller coaster of toxicity. This is where it leads if you don't catch it. Nobody thinks they're going to end up in a situation like this, but when you're someone who can't control your emotions, you don't realize how far you'll go until you're in that moment, and there are things that once you do them, you cannot take them back. She'll recover from this. She has money, a platform, and resources, but normal women, we don't have this kind of safety net, and that's why you cannot afford to be a slave to your emotions. If you struggle with emotional regulation, you need to fix it before it gets to a point where you do something you'll regret, because this is real life. Women need to stop normalizing and romanticizing toxicity like it's cute or relatable, because it's not. At some point, you have to take responsibility for yourself. She's an adult, she's a mother, and it's not just her life anymore, it's also her child's. And this is how it continues. If you don't fix it yourself, your kids will grow up in it. At the end of the day, if you can't control your emotions, it's going to catch up to you, because emotions are temporary, but the consequences of your behavior are real and permanent.